This video will discuss intangible assets. Intangible assets are rights, privileges, and competitive advantages that result from ownership of long-lived assets that do not possess physical substance. Intangible assets are characterized as having either a limited or an indefinite life. Common types of intangibles are patents, copyrights, trademarks, trade names, franchises, and goodwill. Companies record intangible assets at cost. This cost consists of all expenditures necessary for the company to acquire the right, privilege, or competitive advantage. If an intangible asset has a limited life, the company allocates its cost over the asset's useful life using a process similar to straight-line depreciation. This process is referred to as amortization. To record amortization, a company increases or debits amortization expense and decreases or credits the specific intangible asset. Some companies choose to credit a contra account, such as accumulated amortization. For homework, you should directly credit the specific intangible asset. The cost of intangible assets with indefinite lives should not be amortized. A patent is an exclusive right issued by the U.S. Patent Office that enables the recipient to manufacture, sell, or otherwise control an invention for a period of 20 years from the date of the grant. The initial cost of a patent is the price paid to acquire the patent. Companies amortize the cost of the patent over its 20-year life or its useful life, whichever is shorter. Research and development costs are expenditures that may lead to patents. Companies expense any cost incurred in developing an intangible asset, such as a patent. Let's assume National Labs purchases a patent at a cost of $60,000. They estimate the useful life of the patent to be 8 years. The annual amortization is $7,500. This is found by taking the cost of $60,000, dividing by the useful life of 8 years to arrive at an amortization of $7,500. This would result in a debit to amortization expense and a credit to the patent for $7,500. The federal government grants copyrights which give the owner the exclusive right to reproduce and sell an artistic or published work. Copyrights extend for the life of the creator plus 70 years. The useful life of a copyright generally is significantly shorter than its legal life. A trademark or trade name is a word, phrase, jingle, or symbol that identifies a particular enterprise or product. Trade names like Wheaties, Big Mac, Coca-Cola, and Jeep create immediate product identification. If I were to show you this image, I would like to think that most of you would immediately think McDonald's. And maybe you would take it one step further and think of Quarter Pounder, possibly a Big Mac, maybe some French fries. But the point I'm trying to make is you see an image or a symbol and you can immediately identify not only the enterprise, but also the products that they sell. The owner of the trademark or trade name register it with the U.S. Patent Office, which provides 20 years protection and may be renewed indefinitely. Trademarks and trade names have indefinite lives, so they are not amortized. If a company purchases the trademark or trade name, its cost is the purchase price. If a company develops and maintains the trademark or trade name, any costs related to these activities are expensed as incurred. A franchise is a contractual agreement under which the franchisor grants the franchisee the right to sell certain products, to perform specific services, or to use certain trademarks or trade names. And usually this is within a geographic area. When you purchase a car from a Toyota dealer, fill up your tank at a Shell station, eat lunch at Subway, make reservations at a Marriott hotel, or order pizza from Lido, you are dealing with franchises. Companies should amortize the cost of a limited life franchise over its useful life. If the life is indefinite, the cost is not amortized. Annual payments made under a franchise agreement are recorded as operating expenses in the period in which they are incurred. Usually, the largest intangible asset that appears on a company's balance sheet is goodwill. Goodwill represents the value of all favorable attributes that relate to a company that are not attributed to any specific asset. These include exceptional management, desirable location, good customer relations, skilled employees, and high-quality products. Companies record goodwill only when an entire business is purchased. It is the excess of cost over the fair value of the net assets acquired. Goodwill is not amortized because it is considered to have an indefinite life. This slide does a great job of summarizing intangible assets. Research and development costs are expenditures that may lead to patents, copyrights, new processes, and new products. Many companies spend considerable sums of money on R&D in an effort to develop new products or processes. Companies record R&D cost as an expense when incurred. R&D costs are not intangible assets, but because these expenditures may lead to a patent or a copyright, we discuss them in this section.